Hello everyone, my name is Michael Rose here at Patrick BMW in Schaumburg, Illinois. And thanks again for joining us for our series of model clinics. We're doing this to celebrate our 40 years in business, and we've been going through a car every month, talking about it and showing you all its features and why it's a great buy for you folks. Today, I'm really excited to present this 2021 BMW M5 Competition. Now the M5 Competition sits at the top of the range for our 5 Series executive sedans. And we're going to talk about this car specifically, as well as the other 5 Series that we have in the lineup. But this is the top dog. This is the best one. So talking about some of the design features of the car up front, the 5 Series in general, not just the M5, was updated for 2021 with a different front end, different headlights, and it looks really beautiful. I think this is probably the best looking modern BMW that they make. We can see here in the middle, we have our special M grills featuring a split spoke design, and of course the M5 Competition badging. As this is a competition, everything that can be blacked out is blacked out, and that includes the headlight surrounds, the grills, badging, all that stuff. Looks really mean, really aggressive, and we have these large openings down at the bottom of the car for plenty of air to get into the engine. Now, speaking of the engine, I'm going to pop the hood real fast. Now, this is BMW's twin-turbo V8. In competition, guys, this car is going to be making 617 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. Really a monster of a car, and they don't cover everything up, so you can see some of the engine here. It's pretty cool. It's a wonderful powertrain. We use this also in the X5 and X6 M cars, as well as the M8 and the competition variants of all of those. So coming around to the side of the car, I'd like to point out these wheels. Now, these wheels are specifically very awesome because they are finished in this lovely black with these awesome Pilot Sport Michelin tires and these absolutely massive steel brakes. Now, carbon ceramic brakes are available on these cars. This particular car does not have that. So if you're looking for an M5 to do some track days, definitely want to maybe invest in the carbon ceramic brakes for increased stopping power. Moving down the side of the car, 2 special touches to note are this M5 Competition side strake, again finished in black, and these awesome M wing mirrors also finished in black. Now we have the window sticker right here. This particular car is quite loaded, coming in at an MSRP of $128,495, and like I said, fully loaded. 2 very special options on this car. One you might have noticed already is the color. The color is Aventurin Red Metallic. It's really beautiful, sort of a wine color, really awesome. And I'm going to hop in the back seat here, show you some of the room, and we'll get to see the other special option on this car. Now, I'm about 6 foot, and this is my driving position for the front seat, so I fit great back here, as you would expect from a nice mid-size luxury sedan. And we also notice the beautiful smoke white color for this interior. Now, this is a BMW individual option, so this is a special order from the factory. Really beautiful, and features this awesome contrast stitching that you might see on the door here. And it looks really nice, really clean. I love this color combination. It pops so well. So let's continue on to the rear of the car. Now again, we're noticing a theme here. We have a blacked out rear lip spoiler, and then sort of these smoked taillight designs. Again, as I mentioned before, the 5 Series underwent a update for 2021, and these are the new fully LED taillights. Really slick. Love how they look. Now, this car also has this sort of aggressive diffuser down at the bottom. And then, of course, those 4 fat exhaust pipes, again, finished in black, as this is the M5 Competition model. So why don't we go around, we'll talk about some of the interior features of the car. Thank you, Patty. All right, that was me. So now that we get into the car, why don't we go ahead and start her up. One of the most awesome features of the M5 Competition is this big red start button. Very satisfying to press and hear this thing come to life. Now this car being the top range model, is going to pretty much have everything that you're looking for that's available in BMWs in general. So we'll start kind of from left to right. We'll notice on the steering wheel we have this extra set of buttons. This is for our adaptive cruise control system called Active Driving Assistant. It's a dual mode cruise control featuring lane keep assist and follow distance. It's excellent for highway driving. Really, really comfortable to take this car on long trips because of that feature. We'll also notice our M1 and M2 buttons. These are pre-programmable settings for the drivetrain of the car. You can, for instance, have one setting be for sporty driving, and then for the M2 button you might adjust that so it's a little more comfortable, and you have both those modes to swap to on the fly. Now we'll also notice the fully digital gauge cluster, standard on this car. And then the infotainment system is BMW's most current iDrive 7 system. So you get all the latest tech in here. Again, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are both standard on this car. Wireless on both of those, so no cords to connect everything. Really, really, really cool. Now this interior is trimmed in carbon fiber. We'll see carbon fiber all along here, along the door, or on the dashboard, and along the door as well. Gives a really, really nice sporty look to this car, and I love the fact that it's matte. It's not shiny carbon fiber, so you can really see the weave, and it's not distracting while you're driving. Huge, huge fan of this particular spec. One of the best things about the M5 and all M cars in general are our setup button here. Now this allows us to adjust all of the metrics of the car from the engine, chassis, and steering, so you can get the response out of the car that you're really looking for, and you can really see and feel the difference between all of these settings. And it makes it a great daily driver purely because you can make the car comfortable, but you can also make it an absolute monster. I really love this car. This is probably one of my favorite BMWs ever made. It's really nice, and you get pretty much all of the features. Kind of continuing with those, you got your dual zone climate control, heated and ventilated seats. You have heated seats in the rear as well as their own climate control there. Full suite of safety features accessible via this green button. And since this car has that active driving assistant I mentioned earlier, you pretty much have every single feature as far as safety goes available to you. And all of them are fully customizable as well. So if you, for instance, don't like the steering intervention kind of taking you in and out of the lane, you can disable that, and you can really fit this car to fit your exact needs and driving style. Really, really nice. I love the M5. And that kind of concludes the interior tour, but just want to get another shot of these beautiful, beautiful seats. I can't undersell how lovely this interior is. It's really awesome. So I'm going to hand the camera back to my assistant here. Oh, and one more thing, trunk room. Again, as befitting a midsize executive sedan, this car has plenty of trunk room. I know everyone's sort of crossover crazy right now, but trust me, you can get plenty of stuff back here. And even the seats fold down for a pass-through or fold completely flat, so you can get some larger items in here. It's really, really practical, and that, I think, is the best part of the M5. It's the daily driver super sedan. It's awesome. So why don't we go back to the front of the car. And I'd like to take the opportunity to just talk about the 5 Series in general. Now, the 5 Series, again, was updated for 2021, and we offer this car in a variety of models and engines, starting with the 530i. Now, this car is a 4-cylinder car, very much oriented towards luxury, highway driving. You get excellent fuel economy, but it still has those athletic bones, as any good BMW should. Then you can upgrade to the 540i. Now, the 540i is going to be our inline 6-cylinder car. Definitely gets you a little bit more performance. That's sort of my favorite little sweet spot in the model lineup, aside of course from this guy. But the 6-cylinder is a classic BMW thing, the inline 6, and the 540 really embraces that and keeps it traditional, which I really enjoy. In addition to that, we have one step below the M5. That's going to be the M550. Now, the M550 is also a V8 car and is also sort of performance oriented, but doesn't quite receive all of the upgrades that go into a true M car, things like adjusted suspension, braking, tuning on the engine, and of course all the power. The M550 is a great option for someone looking to get something with some power, with some V8 noises, but not have so much of the compromises that a car like this could have. A rougher ride, for instance, worse gas mileage, It's a little bit more practical and a little softer than your typical M car. Again, speaking to this car, I think it's beautiful. I drive a 5 Series myself, so the 5 Series has always sort of been, you know, one of my pet favorite cars. And I think that this new 2021 model, with several additions such as the full-time LED headlights, it's got full-time iDrive 7, which again, our newest infotainment system, the best technology, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's a really, really nice car. I think probably better than the competition, and is just something that I wholeheartedly recommend to any of our buyers that come in and ask me about these cars. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us. It's a pleasure doing these model clinics for you guys. Again, we're doing one of these every month, talking about a car from our lineup, and we're doing this to celebrate our 40 years in business selling BMWs here in Schaumburg, Illinois. Again, been a pleasure. My name is Michael Rose, BMW Genius at Schaumburg, at Patrick BMW in Schaumburg, Illinois. And please join us next month. It's going to be September 15th. We're going to be talking about the 7 Series, wonderful full-size luxury sedan, so you're not going to want to miss that. Please tune on in. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to take off.